Welcome to Option Trades Today. I'm Tony the Bat Batista, and no better time than moving your account to Tasty Trade. That's correct. Move or open your account. Help us keep the lights on here and provide all this free content at Tasty Live, our online research tank that we have, and provide all this information for you. Plus, of course, these great trade ideas on my podcast, Option Trades Today, which I would hope that you like and subscribe to the podcast. And also, I do go over all of your questions that you have, and I try to the best of my ability to answer all of those questions, not only on why I'm picking this particular trade, but also all of the stuff that we discuss on Tasty Live. But again, most importantly, please move your account to Tasty Trades so that we can keep the lights on here. All right, what are we going to look at today? Well, the market's doing pretty good. Let's take a look at the E-mini S&Ps. They're up almost 26 handles, trading near their highs right now. But there are a few stocks that are trading, well, near their most recent lows. I'm going to take a look at this quick watch list here by clicking on the watch list. And I have my high option volume. There are a lot of curated lists that you can put in here that are already preloaded for you. I like to look at the high option volume because I'm going to look at an option trade. All right, now this is the way it comes at you. I have last, net change. You can customize all of these on top here. I'm looking to avoid earnings. Earnings are starting this week pretty much with JP Morgan and Citigroup tonight. Or tomorrow morning, actually. You have to make some sort of play tonight. But I'm going to look to avoid earnings if I can when I'm making a trade. So I'm going to click on earnings here. I'm going to put them in order from the highest to the lowest, meaning the furthest away. Expiration, as you can see, I will change this just to SPY so you can see it. Expiration is on the 19th. So we're going to look right here. May 19th. So I'm going to try to look at my list that I'm putting on here. Everything after May 19th is on the board for me. So I'm looking at from Zoom on up. Now, you know, Zoom has a low IV rank. As a matter of fact, all of these stocks have a low IV rank except this Manchester U, which when you take a look at the options in here, because I did take a look at this, they're just too wide. 90 cents, 245, $1.40, $1.70, 225, 245. They're just too wide for me. Plenty of volume in here, though. If you have a directional opinion on Man U, I would be willing to put on a position there. I don't. So for me, just to sell premium, it seems like I need to go someplace else. So everything else has relatively low implied volatility. Now, I do have already from Tuesday, I believe, on this podcast, a BABA trade that's working out very nicely, actually, giving us a couple of 20, 30 cents in profit. I have had to roll down calls once, I believe, already, staying very mechanical. Matter of fact, if you go to the follow page here, let me find this for you. If you go to the follow page down here on the bottom and click on Bob the Trader, that's where you will see all of these trades. Today, I've made two trades. The one I'm going to show you in a moment. And then this trade from, if you've been watching my podcast for the last 4 months, Tesla was, I believe, a Jade Lizard we started out with, and I morphed it into Strangle. We were down around $6 or $7 on the overall trade. We were able to make a small profit, or a decent-sized profit, actually, on the overall trade today, which was kind of cool. So you'll see that there, a duration over direction. This trade took 4 months. Some trades, are done a lot easier. You can see here, or work a lot easier, like Costco that we did, worked in 2 days. So we took that off again, also from this podcast. All right, so you can see here I'm already doing a trade in BIDU. I'm not going to click on that so you can see it just yet, but I'm going to get to it right now. Why am I picking BIDU? Well, BIDU also doesn't have earnings until May 25th, so it's after expiration. And you know what's going on with volatility. This is what I showed you on Tuesday. Volatility is going down. It has been going down, and it's been sucking out a lot of the good trades that we like to have high implied volatility to place them, but your existing positions have been working or probably working pretty well. So in BIDU, I'm looking at over the last 5 days, volatility really hasn't contracted. Now the IV rank is only 7 or just under 7. I'm going to take the liberty of rounding up here, but take a look here about the liquidity meter. Only 2 stars. Now, a lot of things are wrong with BIDU for an opening trade. Liquidity is not that great. IV rank is relatively low. I mean, it's in the single digits. But the positive would be no earnings to trade. So I need to reduce my size when I'm trading BIDU. Stock is down $3.15. Let's see what it looks like on a chart. You can see here in BIDU, it has not been cooperating or trading with the overall market. BABA, which we did on Tuesday, the other Chinese stock that we did, had a correlation that's smaller than BIDU's. BABA's is 30. BIDU is 46. So just about half the amount of time it moves with the market, but not as of recently. Not as of recently. Almost like a reverse indicator since earlier or later in March. So I'm going to take a look at a BIDU trade with a slight long delta to it, not a big long delta to it, just a slight long delta to it. I am going to be selling a Strangle. I'm looking at selling the 120 puts. I'm going to something that has around that 20-ish delta. I'm going to do the same thing on the call side, but you notice with $5 wide strikes, I have to decide whether I want to do the 24 delta or the 18 delta. I'm going to go to the 18 delta just to skew it ever so slightly to the upside. You'll notice here my probability of profit is 68%. I like to have a probability of profit of 68% or higher. It does give me a little bit of a long delta, which I'm playing a little bit of a contrarian role ever so slightly. It does have a good theta decay, about $15 a day in theta decay, and beta weighted to SPY. It gives me one long delta. I'm going to call that basically a 0. The profit you can make is the credit you receive. I sold this at $4.64. I'm actually working a $4.67 offer right now, which I have not been filled, but you can see volatility going down another 70 cents today, just killing any hopes of putting on trades on the offer at least, or mid-price. $3,300 in buying power is what you're using. Now, if you're in an IRA account at tastytrade, you certainly can put this trade on just the way it is. We at tastytrade, they do allow you to sell naked calls in an IRA, but it does use significantly more buying power. It would use $11,000 in buying power. So just like I showed you in BABA, I'm going to show you in BABA how in BIDU how to reduce that risk. I'm going to go down to the 90 puts, and you'll notice that the markets are quite wide here for these out of the money options. So please be very, very careful with your pricing on this. So I would go in when I'm trying to sell this above mid-price. So let me go a little bit further to show you what I would do on the call side. I'm going to do the 155, 185, and you'll notice that I'm actually going to be using less buying power than an IRA account. Of course, I'm going to be collecting less than the Strangle because I have to buy these out of the money wings. If the market, if you're looking at it right now and it's 410, I would probably go in at around 420 and then work the order down because that put market is quite wide. But again, you get to use significantly less buying power in IRA. Instead of it being $11,000, almost $12,000 actually, it'll go down to $2,500, which is much more in line with a Strangle in a margin account. This is a regular margin account. At tastytrade, all of our buying power effect will be exactly the same in a margin account. Again, I'm doing the 120, 155, and you say to yourself, why are you doing it with such low IV rank? And you're going to actually give me this answer, because just like in the BABA trade I did on Tuesday, you'll notice here that the implied volatility, the monthly implied volatility, is 51. It's actually higher or equal to the implied volatility after earnings. Now, you would think these options, that are after earnings would have a higher implied volatility. That's the norm, but May has a higher implied volatility than May 26 and June second options. So I'm going to ask you to do me some research because I can't find out the reason. There must be some sort of binary event in China or something else in the next couple of weeks that's keeping this volatility a little bit higher. So again, another reason why you'd want to reduce your buying power, reduce the amount of contracts you do on this trade. I got filled at $4.64. I'm working at $4.67. I hope you took that all in, and I hope you move your account to Tasty Trade immediately, if not sooner. Thank you for your time.